This is a Joe Scow podium. Good morning, everyone. Wow, that's a great sound system. My name is Nathan Neudorf, and I'm the Minister of Affordability and Utilities and proud representative of the riding of Lethbridge East here in Alberta. Just making sure that all of our media, everything's good. Sound's coming through. All right. Before we start, I'd like to acknowledge that Lethbridge is on Treaty 7 territory, home of the Blackfoot Confederacy of the Siksika, Kainai, Piikani, as well as the Tsuut'ina and Stoney Nakoda nations of Bearspaws, Chiniki, and Wesley. This area also has deep importance to the people of the Métis Nation of Alberta, which includes the Battle River Territory. It's my pleasure to be your MC for this morning's announcement, and I'd like to acknowledge our special guests and speakers here today. The Minister of Tourism and Sport and MLA for Cardston Siksika, Joseph Scow, member of the Board of Directors of Alberta Sport Leadership Association, Chris Witowski, and Executive Director of Lethbridge Sport Council, Susan Iman. To kick off today's exciting announcement, I'd like to invite Alberta's Minister of Tourism and Sport, Joe Scow, to the podium.
Well, thank you very much for that, Nathan, that warm introduction. Is he doing a great job as MLA for Lethbridge East? Fantastic. Well, good morning, everyone, and I'm pleased to share this exciting announcement with you today. Our government knows that physical activity has many benefits for people of all ages. We also know that in many communities across our province, sport and recreation facilities are the heart of that community. They serve as gathering places where people of all ages and backgrounds can build social bonds, create a sense of belonging, and enjoy the benefits of being active. And so, it is my pleasure today to launch our new Active Communities Initiative. Through Budget 2024, Alberta's government is investing $30 million to build or enhance sport and recreation facilities that inspire, connect, and enrich the lives of all Albertans. I know how important access to sport is and sport recreation facilities for kids growing up. It teaches teamwork, builds confidence, and promotes healthy lifestyles that last well into adulthood. But the benefits of being active don't just stop when you're a kid. It's proven that at every stage of life, being active positively impacts physical, social, and emotional well-being. I grew up in a rural community in Ontario, and I can tell you I had to drive oftentimes 30 minutes just to get to a recreation facility to play basketball. How much better of a player could I have been if something was just closer to home? Alberta's government is committed to increasing access to sport and recreation activities in every corner of the province. The Active Communities Initiative will be the first grant program that is dedicated exclusively to funding sport and recreation infrastructure in Alberta. These investments are more than just building communities. They're about building healthier families and more resilient communities by creating opportunities for more Albertans to be more active more often, which is one more reason that Alberta is the best place in the world to live, to play, and to visit. The Active Communities Initiative will be open to nonprofit organizations, Métis nations or Métis settlements, First Nations, and societies that are looking to build or enhance active spaces to increase sport and recreation opportunities in their communities. And beginning today, eligible organizations can submit the first step in the application process, and more information can be found at alberta.ca. Thank you very much for being here for this exciting announcement. I'll now turn it over to Chris.
Thank you. I am not 6'9", so I will use the step stool provided. Thank you very much, everybody, for having me today. My name is Chris Witowski. I am very honored and pleased to be here today to represent the Alberta Sport Leadership Association. Whenever I do these speaking engagements, I always like to start with a mental image to get the audience thinking about really where we're going. And in this case, I'd like the audience to think about the spectrum of sport. And when you think about that spectrum, you think on the one hand where you have high-performance athlete, that athlete who might be diving for gold at this summer's Olympic Games. And on the other hand, you have that 1, 2, or 3-year-old who's kicking a ball for the first time with their parent or their grandparent. When you think about that spectrum of sport and everything in between, one of the common elements there is physical activity. And for Alberta Sport Leadership Association, we recognize that physical activity is a key contributor to building strong and healthy communities and individuals. And one reason we're excited to be here today is that, in our opinion, the government in Alberta has made the same acknowledgement to this Active Communities initiative. As through that contribution to physical activity, the Alberta government has committed to promoting the benefits of social, physical, and mental well-being for Albertans of all ages and abilities. As I reflect back on my own personal time involved in sport, and as I look at where I've landed on that spectrum, which I can assure you has been more towards the 3-year-old side of ability than on the high-performance impact, sport has had a major impact in my life. It has provided me great opportunity. It has shaped my life. It has shaped my career. It has brought me to where I am today, literally standing where I am today, step stool and all. And it has opened up many opportunities for me in my life. And so for me personally, the Active Communities Initiative will open up doors for other Albertans for future opportunity as well. From a perspective of Alberta Sport Leadership Association, as we work with our member organizations to promote and elevate sport across the province, this initiative enhances the offerings of our membership and what they can offer to their community and their sport community. It provides access to new and improved facilities. It alleviates the financial pressure that our members face in having to build this infrastructure on their own. And most importantly, it opens the door for the benefits of sport to every Albertan across this province. So in closing, on behalf of myself and Alberta Sport Leadership Association, I'd like to thank Minister Scow, Minister Neudorf for hosting us today. I'd like to thank the Government of Alberta for introducing the Active Communities Initiative, and we're really excited to see where this program goes and see the benefits of all Albertans in the next few years. Thank you.
Good morning. I'm Susan Iman, and I'm here representing Lethbridge Sport Council. We were thrilled to hear that the Government of Alberta would be introducing the Active Communities Initiative. Sport and recreation are essential to the health and well-being of all Albertans, and communities need dedicated spaces for these activities, which is exactly what this initiative will help achieve. Our vision is that Lethbridge is an inclusive and accessible sport community that celebrates quality experiences, a place where individuals and families can connect with others and feel part of a greater community, a place where everyone has the opportunity to participate in organized sport. The Active Communities Initiative will contribute significantly to creating these spaces in our communities. Growing up in a small mining town, my home away from home was the rec center. I spent countless hours in the arena, the pool, the gymnasium, the tennis courts. It is where I developed many of the life skills I value today, such as curiosity, the thrill of mastering new skills, and pushing my limits to beyond my capabilities. It was also a place I could go where when I felt lonely, knowing that there'd be someone there that I could connect with. Lethbridge has so many quality sport organizations that face many constraints, including limited facility space. The Lethbridge Sport Council, in collaboration with our member organizations, is actively working to recruit and retain more coaches. Thanks to previous Government of Alberta support, we are collaborating with our community to provide more opportunities for children and youth from underserved communities to engage in sport. The Active Communities Initiative is a much-needed step towards ensuring that everyone who wants to can participate in sport and recreation activities. This initiative will help build happier, healthier communities, and I'm so pleased to see that the Alberta government is introducing it today. Thank you.
Thank you, Susan. Thank you, Chris. Appreciate you being here today. and all that you do for our community. These investments are more than just building and enhancing sport and recreation facilities. They're an investment in our health, our communities, our economy, and our future. I look forward to seeing how this new initiative drives activity and enhances our communities in every corner of our province. I'd like to pass it over now to Amber Edgerton, Press Secretary for the Minister of Tourism and Sport, to conduct the Q&A portion of this event, and we'll go from there. Thank you, Amber.
So that brings us to the end of the formal portion of our news conference, and we'll now move to the media question and answer portion. As a reminder to all reporters present or on the phone, we have the following people available to answer questions for you, both Minister Scow and Minister Neudorf. We have time for one question and one follow-up, and I'd ask media to identify yourselves and your outlet and let us know to whom you're directing your question. For media in the room, if you're asking a question, please use that mic just over there. We'll start with media in the room, and then we'll go to reporters on the line.
Hi there, Sarah Jones with Global Lethbridge. Question for you, Minister Neudorf. Just kind of asking, will this benefit Lethbridge? Is there any specific plans? Obviously, we're here in Lethbridge today. Is there any idea for that so far?
Well, I hope so. That Minister Scow is in charge of the entire initiative and the portfolio to make sure that he evaluates where in the province these are most needed. I'm sure there, like so many of our programs, there'll be an over-application for that as communities recognize the need for sport and activity. I'm hopeful that there will be some submissions from Lethbridge and area, and I'll leave it to the minister and his department to evaluate that and do what's best for Alberta.
Thank you.
Any other media in the room hoping to ask a question? Operator, do we have any media on the line?
Thank you. No, there are no questions in the queue currently.
Okay. Given that there are no questions, we will be wrapping up today. Thank you, everyone. That concludes our announcement this morning. If you have any additional questions or follow-ups, please don't hesitate to reach out to me. My contact information is found at the bottom of the news release. Thank you very much.